Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'd like to take this opportunity to call our business meeting to order. Just as a bit of information, members will be voting today on two matters: approval of the Treasurer's Report and the election of officers. Each National Forum member organization has one voting representative. Voting today will be done via a poll question that will appear on your computer screen. There will be 15 seconds to submit your vote on each question. If you have any new business to bring before the membership, please use the chat function to bring to the chair's attention before I call for new business at the end of the meeting. Now, I call on the Secretary Treasurer, Dr. Bern Melnick, to call the roll. Bern?
For today's virtual meeting, the Eventbrite attendance record will be used in place of a live roll call of members.
Thank you very much, Bern. Now, we'll next address the consent agenda. The consent agenda is available, and if anyone seeks to extract anything, you can. Following the presentation of the consent agenda, we'll ask for a vote. Minutes from 2020 annual business meeting are in the virtual program book. If there are any corrections, they will be automatically approved by virtue of being in the consent agenda when the consent agenda is acted on. So does anyone have any questions? Good. If there are no extractions or questions, let's now go to vote on the consent agenda. I present to you the consent agenda for your approval.
All right, we are now using the Zoom feature for polls. The consent agenda is in front of you, and we'll leave that up about another 10 or 15 seconds. All right, closing down in about 5 more seconds. All last submissions, please. And there you go.
Thank
Here are
you.
the results.
Thank you. The consent agenda is approved. We'll now turn to our Executive Director, John Clymer, to give his report. John?
Thank you, Dr. Jones. The Board of Directors in May, next slide, approved an updated strategic plan for 2021 and 2022. The plan doubles down on the National Forum's commitment to health equity, prevention, and engagement of members. It's included in the annual program book. Thank you very much to the members who provided input on the plan. Next. The Move with the Mayor initiative has grown significantly in the last year. As a result, 52 mayors are involved in one or more initiatives that are part of Move with the Mayor, using it to promote active, heart-healthy living, influenza vaccination, and/or COVID-19 vaccination in their communities. Next. 27 mayors participated in the Move with the Mayor Fall Challenge, using our messaging and program to encourage and empower people to be physically active. I want to thank People One Health for its partnership, including the in-kind contribution of customized mobile apps to enable communities to track their physical activity and virtually compete against other cities and towns. Next. So far, 13 mayors are participating in the flu vaccination initiative. These leaders are using messaging provided by the National Forum and PSAs that we produce for them to urge their communities to get flu shots. Some of the messages highlight the heightened health risks for people with heart disease who get the flu. Thanks to Million Hearts Executive Director Larry Sperling for recording a set of video messages to complement the mayor's messages. Next. Here is an example of the mayor's video public service announcements. You'll see at the end that we're partnering with the African American Mayors Association and National Hispanic Medical Association to engage mayors and distribute the messages. Additional partners include the Association of Black Cardiologists and Ohio Mayors Alliance. This video that you're about to see was made by Baton Rouge Mayor Sharon Weston Broome. Next.
Getting your flu shot this season is important to protect yourself, your loved ones, and our community against the flu. With the flu and COVID-19 circulating this fall and winter, both of which can cause breathing problems, getting your flu shot is more important than ever. The flu shot is safe, and it was developed for all of us. Flu shots are covered by insurance, and you may be able to get one at little or no cost, even without health insurance. You can even get your flu shot and the COVID-19 vaccine at the same time. It's safe and protects you from both viruses with just one appointment. The CDC recommends that everyone 6 months and older get a flu shot. Join me and get yours. Visit your local nurse, doctor, or pharmacist today.
Next, the U.S. Conference of Mayors on August 30th approved a policy that urges Americans to get fully vaccinated for COVID-19 and all cities to carry out initiatives to accomplish the vaccination of at least 70% of eligible adults. The National Forum collaborated with sponsoring mayors to develop this policy for the U.S. conference. Next. I'm pleased that CDC is providing funding to scale up the Move at the Mayor vaccination initiatives. This will extend Move at the Mayor's reach and impact in urban and rural communities across the U.S., led by Republican, Democratic, and independent mayors. Turning now to the Value and Access collaboration, over 24 National Forum member organizations continue to be actively involved. 33 organizations have now signed the Joint Policy Statement on Expanding Access to Care. They can share the credit for real policy results. The Biden administration began a program aligned with the Joint Policy Statement, and 18 states have enacted policies recommended in the Joint Policy Statement so far in 2021. Next. Looking ahead, the Value and Access collaboration is updating its shared decision-making guides and developing Spanish language versions. The Mayo Clinic conducted a trial in which they found that our shared decision-making guide on what is FH increased patient engagement in Mayo's FH clinic by 50%. In addition, we are developing a joint policy statement to expand the number of people who can get team-based care involving community health workers and increase the impact of community health workers on cardiovascular health. You will hear about the National Forum's financial health next in the Treasurer's Report. Here to give the report is Dr. Bern Melnick, the National Forum Secretary-Treasurer.
I am pleased to report that the National Forum is in a very strong financial position. Our total cash on deposit right now is $1.2+ million. Our total cash and receivables is $1.6+ million. Next slide, please. As you can see, these are balance sheet comparisons. The revenues and expenses as of July 31, 2021 include 2021 year-to-date revenues were $1.1 million compared to 2020 of $649,900. 2021 expenses were $511,000 compared to 2020 expenses, which were $531,000.
Okay, you have before you the treasurer's report. The chair will now entertain a motion for approval.
I make a motion to approve this report.
Is there a
Second.
second? It has been properly moved and second that the treasurer's report be approved. All in favor, please signify by voting so through the voting mechanism.
All right, we are now seeing the Zoom vote capability on your screen. We'll give that about 15 seconds to go ahead and capture your vote. Calling for last votes, closing out in about 5 more seconds. All right, thank you. And here are the results.
Thank you very much for voting. As you can see from the results, the motion passes and the report is approved. Next, in a moment, we'll be voting on representatives, and you'll be asked to vote on nominees for 2-year terms on the National Forum's Board of Directors. You will vote in the pop-up window on your computer screen. The executive committee and board nominate the following slate of candidates for the board. There are 3 nominees for 3 positions. They are Rosemary McGillen, Chief of Marketing and Communications Officer at the American Red Cross, Dr. Ileana Pina, Professor of Medicine, Wayne State University, Clinical Professor of Medicine at Central Michigan University, and Dr. Carol Watson, Professor of Medicine and Cardiology at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA, co-director of the UCLA Program in Preventive Cardiology, and director of the UCLA Barbara Streisand Women's Heart Health Program. We now invite you to vote for the members. If you are a voting representative, please vote in the pop-up window on your screen. Go right ahead.
The Zoom vote is open now. Another 10 seconds to capture votes, please. All right, calling for last votes in. And here we go. Here are the results.
Thank you very much for voting. Based upon the results, we have elected these 3 new directors to join our board. So let's give a silent applause and thank them for their willingness to serve. The officers were elected by the board on October 7th of 2021, and the officers are remaining the same for 2021 to 2022. Next comes the National Forum Awards. The National Forum annually recognizes individuals and organizations who have made exceptional contributions to improving cardiovascular health and increasing health equity. The first award is the National Forum Heart Healthy Stroke Free Award. This is presented to an individual and an organization whose work embodies the recommendations of the National Public Health Action Plan to prevent heart disease and stroke. The recipient of the individual award is Dr. Phil Wong, the Director of Dallas County Health and Human Services. For your commitment to improve the health and quality of life, addressing inequities and disparities in cardiovascular health, we offer this award on behalf of the National Forum. Congratulations, Dr. Wong. The organization award is presented to the California Right Care Initiative for applying scientific evidence and outcome improvement strategies to reduce preventable morbidity and mortality associated with cardiovascular disease among Californians. Accepting is Hattie Reese Hamley, Director. Please join me in recognizing them. The National Forum Public Policy Award recognizes an individual who has been effective in advancing policy change that reduces heart disease and stroke burden on a national, state, or local level. The 2021 recipient is Dr. James Bobenhaus, Neurology Associates, Lincoln, Nebraska, for successful advocacy for policy changes that lead to a statewide stroke system of care in Nebraska. The organization award is presented to the Association of State and Territorial Health Officials for policy leadership and advocacy to strengthen public health and prevention in the United States. Accepting is Carolyn Mullen, Chief of Governmental Affairs and Public Relations. The National Forum Commitment Award is presented to an individual who has made outstanding contributions to the National Forum and our work to improve cardiovascular health and increase health equity. This year's award is presented to Dr. Penny Chris Etherton, Distinguished Professor of Nutrition at Penn State University, for her scientific research and service to the National Forum and its Value and Access Collaborative. It's next my pleasure to award the Chair's Recognition Award. It recognizes an individual for extraordinary service and leadership to the National Forum. This year's recipient is Kimberly Stitzel. Ms. Stitzel, this is awarded to you for leadership and service that has endured to the National Forum and enabled it to maintain its strength and staying power. Thank you again for your service. Now, this ends the 2021 awards presentation. Next, we'll move on to new business. Since there's been no new business presented to us, we'll just announce what has been submitted. Okay. You have before you the incoming leadership. Okay. A reminder, these officers were elected by the board. Next, please, the board. Incoming leadership, the members of the board of directors, you have those before you now. Okay. Thank you. This slide will demonstrate our federal liaisons. We thank them for their engagement and for their leadership as well. Thank you. Well, today has been a wonderful meeting. We thank you all for attending. And now the chair would like to call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Without objection, the annual business meeting is adjourned.